Hi, this video is going to show you how to find ebooks in a couple of different ways. The first way is using the One Search tool. Right now I am inside the home page of our library and I'm going to find the One Search tool. So I'm going to scroll down and here it is. The default is to search for everything, but what I'm going to do is bring down the menu and select just ebooks. Then I'm going to type in my search terms. Violent video games. Click on search. And there I am. So it has my search terms up here in the search box. Then it tells me where I'm searching. I'm only searching just for the ebooks from LASC, which is Southwest. It gives me, did you intend to search for violent video? And no, that doesn't make sense. So you can just ignore. If this is helpful to you, whenever it comes up, it might be more relevant to you. You can go ahead and try that. But for me, in this particular case, this section is not helpful. Now, I only get 13 results, not very much to sort through. But if I wanted to, I could go on the left side and narrow my results even more by type or subject, etc. But it's not necessary here. So I'm just going to look to see what I can find. And from what I see, maybe this one might be relevant. This one could be relevant. Okay, this one, but this one could be, it's from 1998, so it could be already outdated. So I'm just going to keep looking and see what else I can find. So this doesn't really have specifically what I want. So I'm going to just change my search terms. And instead of violent video games, maybe I could do just video games. Let's just see what happens. So that way I take out the word violent and see if that helps my video games. It gives me even more. So here we go. Now this looks more like it. Now, right now it's sorted by relevance, but I could also sort it by publication, maybe date newest. Let's see if I like some of these results. Okay, maybe this one, Encyclopedia of Adolescence, might be good. We could also try maybe extreme games or, this one. This one might have a different take on it, but it might be reliable, or it might, I don't know. Let's go take a look and see. Now, the issue when we're searching for books as opposed to articles, when we're searching for articles, the more keywords I put in here, the more focused results I'm going to get. And it works the same way for the books. However, because the books are not indexed in the same way, or they're not categorized in the same way as a journal article inside an electronic database, we're not going to get as many results. So there might be some fantastic books on the topic that I'm going to miss if I continue adding more keywords here to narrow my results. So we have to take a slightly different strategy when we're looking for books, in which we, instead of narrowing it down so much, maybe let's see what we can find when we type in our search terms. And instead of narrowing it down, we may just need to remove some of the filters or remove some of the keywords and broaden our search. And then we're hoping then that a particular book on the similar topic might have a chapter or something in it. But because the books are not indexed or they're not classified within the full text, when you're entering the search up here, it's not going to catch all of the books. So that's why you want to broaden your search terms. So that's why I took it, instead of violent video games and teenagers, I took away first, certain keywords on there. So when I type in just video games, then I'm going to get more of a broader sense of books, but maybe in here there might be a chapter on it that could talk about it. Let me find the one that I liked. This one. Maybe I want to take maybe a different perspective. So I'm going to click on that title, and I'm going to get more information about this particular ebook. Wait for it to load. All right, so here it is. Here's more information. Here's the full title, the author, the date, where it is available. So here's the link, similar to how you would find articles inside this particular one search tool. Scrolling down, here's the full title, additional subjects. So this particular book has these subjects, and if I wanted to, I could click on some of these other ones and I'll get additional books on maybe computer games or gamification, etc., depending on what I needed. Then here's the book summary, and many times you can also find a table of contents that will just list the titles of the chapters found in the book, but then again, it's not giving you full text. You're not searching everything right now. So that's okay. This is just a different strategy that we have to take when we're trying to find specific types of resources. So let's go ahead and explore the ebook collection. So I'm going to go ahead and locate the link to the ebook. I'm going to click on it. And because I have already accessed the library's resources, I don't have to authenticate right now. I don't have to put in my student ID number and my 4-digit PIN. It just takes me directly to the ebook. Now, this particular collection that our library has is called the ebook academic collection, and it is part of one of the many resources that we subscribe to or that we purchase from EBSCOhost. So that's why this particular interface, or what we see on the screen, looks very similar to the other databases that we've used from EBSCO. As an example, Academic Search Complete, because they have the same look and feel. So there are certain things that are going to be familiar to you. For example, on the left side, once you're inside the ebook, right, you can find access to the PDF full text, or you can download it if you want. But there might be other things that you have to download, perhaps a viewer, and you don't have to do that. You can just open up the PDF full text. Then this gives you again the summary, additional subjects assigned to this ebook, and again here the table of contents. On the far right side, again, you can email it to yourself, or here's where you can get the citation information for this ebook. And that's what you would do when you need to complete the assignment for Unit 3. Is you go over here, same way as how you would do it for a journal article. You can click on the citation tool, scroll down until you get to the citation style that you need, and copy and paste it. And like all the other ones, right, certain things might be incorrect. So we're going to cover that next week when we cover citations in different styles. So see, close out of that. Now let's take a look at the actual book. I'm going to click on PDF full text, because right now I'm just on a page that gives me information about the book. So now I'm actually accessing the ebook. Wait for it to load, and there is. So first, let's explore some of the tools that we see on this interface. So it's got, the blank blue bar. The help button is towards the right side. Here's where you could, add a folder. You can create an account with EBSCO, but I don't suggest that you do that. That's probably just one more account, one more password to keep track of. Depending on the licensing that we have for each book, maybe one person could be on that one particular ebook at the same time. So if you're on it and you're trying to access it and you can't, you will get a message saying that you can't access the book right now. So you just have to wait for the other person to be done with it so that you can try to access the book when that person is done. So some books we have unlimited users, and some books we have maybe 3 users can be on the same book at the same time. So it really depends. You could also print a certain number of pages depending on the licensing that we have. This particular one, I'm going to click on that. And I can print, for this particular book, I can print up to 100 pages from this book. Or, if I want to email, I click on email, and I can email up to 100 pages from this ebook. So it's not like I can email all of the pages or email the whole ebook into my email. But I could email myself the link to access the ebook. I just can't email specific pages to myself. So that sounds more complicated. So that's not something that you need to worry about unless you want to print pages out of the book, which I don't recommend. Just, save yourself some money, save some trees. Unless you absolutely need to, then you can click here and try to print the pages or email the pages that you need. Other than that, I'm going to cancel. What I recommend is that you email the information about the book to yourself from the previous page. I'm going to go back. I'm going to back to this one. Just email this information here to yourself, and it'll give you the link to the article, or the link, in this case, the link to this ebook, and you just click on the link and you authenticate by using your student ID number and your PIN, and you get access to the ebook. So now I'm back inside the ebook. And again, here's the citation tool. It's got a dictionary. You could share this to Google Drive. On the left side, you have additional options. On the left side, it's got 3 different tabs. So the default tab is contents, which gives you basic information about the book that you would need for your citation, right? The full title, the author, the date. Then it gives you the different chapters for this particular book. So you could just browse, like if it was a physical book, just look at the different chapters. And let's just say if you want to go through maybe chapter 7, Threat of Crime and Terrorism. So then I can just jump right into chapter 7, and there's that whole article. And, or not the whole article, but the whole chapter. Chapter 7. And there it is. So let's just say that this is one thing that I wanted, and it's got information that I'm going to cite. Then, you know, I keep track of the page numbers down here. So this is going to be, if I want to get something from this page, it'll be page 136. So right from here, let's look at the other options that we have on this page. If I want to keep going, flipping from page to page, I could either scroll down, or I could just flip the pages forwards and backwards. And I get the page right here. I could change the size if I want to look at the whole page, or if I want to zoom in. You know, it's got the plus and the minus sign here. And these are different views that you could take for you to widen the view or make it narrow again. And that's how you can go through the particular ebook, like if it was a physical book. Now, let's go back to the left side. Here's the index. And this one, you would jump from letter to letter if you're looking for something in particular. Sometimes the index is linked, so you could just go straight to, let's just say if I wanted Nintendo and I need to go to page 183, you can't link to it. But what I could do is go down here to the page number field. I can type in 183, press enter, and it'll take me to wherever that is. And Nintendo's listed here. So that's how you could jump from different sections. Then, of course, it also has the bibliography, and you can get more information about that, and you can try to find some of these resources either on the internet or inside another database. And it might, explore some of the features that you can find under the Contents tab. Now, right next to the Contents tab, there's another tab called Search Within. So I can click right there, and I can just enter my search terms. And if I wanted to find something specific, then it'll search it right there. So there isn't anything unless I misspelled it. Let's see, mass media. Okay. So you could type in, and this is going to search inside this particular ebook. And I could jump from different pages, and it gives me a little bit of context as to where the word appears on there. So this is how I would use it if the content was relevant to my research. But based on what I'm looking at, I've opened it up, I experimented with it. I'm trying to find something that is related to my specific topic. And it looks like this book is not what I need, because it's talking about, yes, having to use games to help teachers teach. So this is not relevant to my project. So what I could do is, I'm already inside the ebook database. So I might as well just go ahead and click on New Search and search from a familiar box. But notice here where it says searching now ebook academic collection. So that tells me specifically which collection or which database I am searching. And then again, there's the same EBSCOhost icon. So some of these options are going to be slightly different because this is just whatever's relevant to the ebooks as opposed to a database that has different types of articles, right? Remember, Academic Search Complete had other additional tools that you could narrow down by specific type of article. So this one doesn't have articles. This one is just ebooks. So I'm going to type in violent video games and aggression, and let's just see if I could get better results. Okay, so see here I found two other games that, I'm sorry, not games, two other ebooks that might be more relevant to what I'm researching. And those, I don't know if these two came up when we were in the other search field. So that's why sometimes you could start off in one search and see what you could find, or you may just want to go directly to the particular collection that you want to research. So this one, this one looks like it could be right on target to what I need. So, again, I could narrow down, if this was a really exhaustive list, I could narrow down my results depending on the options on the left side. And here I can find information about my results list. In this case, this is only just giving me just two. So this one I can just browse through them. But it also has the same little tools on the right that gives you a quick little summary on it. And this one's got scientific evidence does not support the notion that it causes aggression on children or anyone else. So, this could be outdated information, but I don't know. If I want to see what specifically it's addressing, I have to go in and open it up and see. So in this one, it looks like I could have maybe a different side to the story. And in order for us to provide good, balanced research, we need to look at both sides of the issue and what evidence they provide. So from here, I can look to see if they're mentioning particular case studies. And based on the other articles that I find inside the other databases, I could see whether the content that they're using in this book, whether that's outdated or not, depending on the specific issue that they're addressing. So let's go take a look. Let me see. Click on PDF full text. And I'm jumping just directly right into the ebook. And then here it is. And I'm going to look again on the left side. And this book contains a lot of information from other studies that they've been all put together. Let's look at this one. Chapter 6, Effect of Early Exposure to Violent Media on Later Aggression. So there it is. So here's that particular chapter on it. So from here, I would review the article or this particular chapter. And then this one, it's talking about, a particular 22-year study, cross-national study. And a lot of these are a little bit older studies. So that could take into effect, right? Maybe at that time in the 1980s, maybe TV wasn't so violent. Maybe games weren't so violent, right? So that would be other things that I could put into my research. Or maybe this is not anything that I could find useful, but at least it's other places where I can find information. So books are great because by now they will be able to contain a lot of information and look at a lot of long-term studies. This one is from 2013, but it is talking about some studies from the 80s. So this could be one of the things why I either would or would not use it, depending on what it is that I wanted. And then, of course, your professor may say this might be too old for you to use in your project, while others might say you might be able to use it if you're talking about maybe the transition of the type of violence that is available now versus what it was back then. So this, there could be a use in either or. So this would really depend on your type of research, the purpose of your research, the class that you're taking, and overall, what your professor approves or not approves on it. So if I wanted this particular one, then I would use to the top of the cite button, and I would look for whatever I needed to cite, whether it was APA or scroll down for MLA, copy and paste that into the document where I'm organizing all of my research, and go from there. Right? If I wanted to use it, then I would do the 3 sentences to summarize and evaluate, and then say why this particular ebook is helpful to my research. Or if it's not going to be helpful to my research, then I wouldn't put it in my annotated bibliography, because the annotated bibliography is to include the 5 best sources that help you answer your research question, unless this added something to that answer or to your understanding of the topic. And if I wanted to email the article, or not the article, I keep saying article, sorry. It's if I wanted to email this book, I could look to see under email pages. And this one's also, I can only do up to 100 pages that I could email directly to myself. However, if I just wanted the whole book, I am going to go back to where I found this. And here it is. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to go to email. I'm going to type in my email address, the one that I actually checked. Put in my subject and citation format. I'm going to select citation format, bring that down, and I'm going to select either MLA or APA. It's the same as how you would do it in Academic Search Complete. And then just click on send. Here, I'm putting a subject. Send. And wait for it to arrive in my email, and I'll keep it until after the end of the semester. So then at this point, then I would just explore this source a little more, explore this book a little deeper, or I could change my search terms. Let's just take off aggression, and let's just see how many I can actually find. Violent video games now is just 4. So it doesn't look like there's that much in it. So I could broaden my search if I really needed to have a book for my topic. And maybe I could, instead of violent video games, maybe I would say violence and the media. Or I could do violence and video games. So see, now then I get even more types of that could be possibly related to my topic, but it gives me even more resources. So some of these could be related, could either support my case or not support my case. And you just have to have a little bit of that flexibility. So when you're searching for books, that they work a little differently than the article databases. And you just have to keep trying different search terms. So instead of violent video games, I'm going to try violence and video games. And let's just see if I get better results. Oh, I got a little bit more. Now I got a little bit more. Because I divided up, instead of doing that phrase, violent video games, I'm searching violence and video games. And this might give me a little bit more of what I'm looking for. So see, the trick is to try different search terms, different combination searches, and see what you find. So again, this is ebook academic collection is just one of 2 databases that we have that focuses directly on just ebooks. We do have other databases, other research databases that may contain chapters, ebook chapters, and those you could find them maybe through Gale or some other types of other databases. So part of the assignment is for you to try using one of the specific ebook collections, experiment with the interface, explore it, try a few searches, find a few books that could be related. If it's too narrow, then start removing some of the keywords or think in broader terms about your topic, and then give that a try. And then open up the different ebooks look at the index, look at the table of contents. You can search within the ebook until you find specific sections that might address your topic. And let's see if you can find something. Try to find at least one ebook that is related to it. So that way you might take a little bit of work, a little bit of time on your part, but uh, the point of this exercise is to get you to use a different type of resource that requires you to think a little differently about research in order to pull up the results. There are definitely a lot of similarities to the research strategy. It's just this one, because it's a different type of resource, which is an ebook as opposed to an article. It'll function a little slightly different. So you just have to have a little bit of flexibility to jump from one to the next. So, and if you ever needed the help button is right up here. Okay, and that's it. That's the tour of ebooks. Thank you.